You're stuck in a nosedive. Looks like you're trapped in a spell. Right when it gets you, you'll never get started. You fail. We can touch the sky. Love makes us feel so high. Deep in your heart, you knew you were a part of the jet stream. Oh, you're feeling the pressure.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be going over the MileMarker hydraulic winch on the Humvee, and we're going to show you how to use it. So before I actually start talking about the winch, I'm going to go set the Humvees up in the field right behind me.
Alright, so there are two levers on the winch that you need to know to control it. There is a lever on top right here, and there's a lever on the left side, which I'll show you in just a second. Each lever controls a different speed of the winch. There's only two speeds. So the top lever controls the low speed setting, and you would use this low speed setting for, let's say, you're pulling something really heavy or you're stuck. You'd use that low speed setting. It has a lot lower gear ratio, so it's going to pull a lot stronger, but it is also really slow. Like the winch wire pulls in really slow. The lever on the left side, it controls the high speed setting. So you'd use that for, if the weight isn't too much or you need to pull something in that's not too heavy, and the winch wire goes in a lot faster. So there are two settings to each lever on the winch. There is, the power mode, so like low and high, and there's also, if you flip the lever over, there is a free mode, and that's on both of the levers. So let's say you're going to be using the high setting, which is the left lever of the winch. You would set the top lever, which is the low, to free. So it disengages that low setting on the top lever and only uses the one side, which is the high lever. It is the same for the other way around. Let's say you're going to be using the low, you would set the high lever to free. Another thing is when you're going to be free spooling the winch, which means pulling the cable out by hand, you would set both of the levers to free, and that pretty much unlocks the drum of the winch and allows you to pull the cable. Whenever you're working with a winch or the winch wire, you want to be using gloves. They say to use leather gloves, but I'm sure any gloves will help. You pretty much just want to stay away or protect your hands from any of the sharp barbs or any abrasions that might happen when handling the winch cable. Alright, so now we have the winch in free spool mode. We're going to start pulling it out, and we're going to hook it up to the other Humvee. Whenever you're working with a winch, you want to be careful of this area right here, especially if you have gloves on and the winch is moving. I could see how your hands can get sucked into there, and I'm sure a lot of people have lost fingers from doing this. If you're going to be pulling something with your winch, you definitely want to chock your wheels just to make sure your vehicle doesn't move. So keeping my hands away from any moving parts, I'm going to go ahead and flip this winch lever to high. So here's the winch controller. It has two settings on it, in and out. In sucks the wire back into the vehicle, and out pushes the wire out. You don't want to be pushing too much of the winch cable out because it could get all tangled up in the drum.
Alright, so now we're going to use the winch and pull the Humvee in. Alright, so that was pretty awesome. I have a little test I want to try and do. So we're going to put the winch into low mode, and we're also going to put the parking brake and put this Humvee in drive over here, but leave it off. I want to see how much the low mode can tow or pull. So we got the parking brake, we got it in drive. Let's go put this thing in low and see if it'll be able to drag it. There we go, it's in low. Let's see what it can do. So I'm going to tighten the parking brake up a little bit just by twisting it, make it a little bit tighter, and see if that'll make any difference. Well, there you go, guys. So this winch works pretty well. I did have the parking brake on as tight as I could do this, so the wheels are still kind of turning, but I mean that's a lot of force. I have it in drive and I have the parking brake on really tight. So I would have liked to see if it could you know, drag this without the tires even moving, but I don't think that's possible with the setup I got now on here. Someone would probably have to sit in there and put their foot on the brake to make these tires not move. But yeah, guys, pretty cool little test. I don't know how many pounds that is of pulling force to pull that Humvee in the dirt, in the grass, with the parking brake on. So yeah, guys, hope you all enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more on this build.